Hello everybody, welcome to my new episode. And today we're gonna talk about something very interesting. Like, what do you do if you're in the gym with like little 2-pound dumbbell? How can you make use out of it? Well, I'm gonna show you today something very interesting, and it's usually misused in the gyms, and it's usually misunderstood, and that's how I come up with the idea about explaining a little bit the concept more in depth for what is stabilizing muscles and how we can train them, and why we should train them. Well, stabilizer muscles are the muscles who are actually secondary movers of the primary muscles, like our shoulders, anterior, posterior, like our chest, like our glutes. So those muscles need to be strengthened, but they're not being worked so much. So today we're going to take the smallest weight pretty much possible out there on the planet, and we're going to show you some interesting exercises for you to strengthen your stabilizing muscles, especially strengthen the rotator cuff. Rotator cuff is one of the probably most injured joints into our body, so we have to have to pay special attention to it. That being said, I'm going to get started with it, and I'm going to go into demonstration a few exercises that will be very beneficial for you. Also very important to know, I've seen so many times happen that people actually misuse those exercises. They see the movement and they take almost the biggest weight they can handle, and that's a very good way to get injured. So you have to understand, anytime you do all those exercises, you gotta basically, I don't care how big you are, I don't care how much you can lift and all that stuff. This is a completely different type of exercise. This is almost a preparation for an exercise. Very important to understand, you have to use almost the smallest weight possible. If in some gyms it's the 5 pounds, some gyms 2 pounds, 1 pound, everything goes. For women, the same thing applies. 1 pound or 2 pounds. It has to be very little. You have to train the muscles very slow. You can make jerky movements, and it has to be a lot of repetitions. I suggest somewhere between 15 and 25, 1 to 2 sets. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate about 4 different exercises today. Maybe I'll add one bonus. I'll add another one that I used it when I injured my shoulder. Who doesn't? But it's a very effective exercise. It actually made me help, and I invented it due to understanding, human movement and understanding the motions that we have. Anyway, let's get started. And the first exercise I'm gonna go is something like this. I want you to get creative and give this exercise a name, because I don't have a name, but what I can show you. So position yourself on the bench, just like this. Here we have about 45 degrees angle, and here we have about 90 degrees angle. So all we have to do is this. It's slow. 2, 3, slow. You don't have to go always. So some people, very important to know, some people have a huge range of motion in their joints, especially rotator cuff. Some people have even lower, much lower than mine range of motion. So that's where you have to push it slightly, not too much. You have to understand and feel your body, and just go slow. I usually recommend about 15 to 20 of this. And obviously after that you're going to go ahead and change, and the same thing. You position yourself, make sure the elbow connects with the knee, and we go slow. You can do it on the floor, you can do it on the bench. It just happened for me that I'm on the bench right now. Okay? Alright. The next exercise will be, I call it 1990 exercise. So the weight is from here, starts from here, and you just open it up. just make this slightly about 30 to 45 degree, motion right there. And that's it. Then obviously after 15 to 20 repetitions, you switch. The same. Core is tight, chest are up. You pay attention, you can watch yourself in the mirror, and you slow. Slow. And the next one, it's very important to understand your motion. It goes something like this. Very important. And then we go. 1, very interesting. 2, very unique. 3, it loads up big time your rotator cuff, so you gotta be very careful. I suggest just to start without the weight and get comfortable with it, because you need a little bit of coordination to be able to synchronize the movement with 1, with 2, and so on. Let's go ahead and hit this same thing with a little bit differently. So we're going to use a resistance band. Resistance bands are fun because they constantly putting the muscle under pressure. So basically, anytime we do a resistance band, it's going all the time. So the muscle is under pressure at all times. So those are almost probably the best for that type of exercise. Just like this. And then obviously we're going to go ahead with the other one. And also, I did actually promise you a bonus for today. So this is going to be our number 5. Very interesting exercise. It's almost like a swimming movement in the dry. A lot of swimmers do their, they're swinging in the dry. So it's something like this. Goes up next to the shoulder, straight up, and slowly down, and again, up and down. And let me go from side, and I go here, and then just fluently. And then we obviously switch, the same thing. Make it flow. Very, very nice, just like that, slow. Very lightweight. You cannot be loading on that exercise. So, that being said, I'm leaving you with those nice little 5 exercises so you can strengthen your rotator cuff, so you can kind of improve your stabilizer muscles, improve your coordination. You should do it once a month at least, maybe twice a month, with small muscles on the days that you're not that energized and you kind of want to do, more isolation exercises, core exercises, and that type of thing, corrective exercises. This is very good for correcting and post-injury to improve your strength into your rotator cuff and stuff like that. Any comments, questions, posts, please hit me up. Facebook, I'm there for you. You can also visit me on my site, trainedbyluke.com. See you next episode.